Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fireside Chat by ESOT, all about the ESOT Congress, and it's really good to see all of you. Can I ask everyone, please, to switch on their cameras and the microphones off so that we can all see each other, and we have nice screenshots that we can later share on social channels from ESOT or your own. Please do raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. My name is Frank Doer. I will be moderating this session tonight. And hopefully we'll have a very interactive meeting about the ins and outs about the ESOT Congress that is upcoming in Athens, as you can see in many of the screensavers. And with us is a representation of the Scientific Program Committee for the fascinating Congress that is in development. But also, of course, there's lots of people who just joined the Fireside Chat and may have questions to learn a bit more about the Congress. Shall we quickly make a round so that we all know who is who and also what your role is in the SPC or if you're participating? I think we can quickly start with Chiara. She's on my top left.
And of course, I was muted. I'm Chiara, and I joined ESOT many years ago, and I'm now responsible for communication and community engagement, and I welcome you all.
Great. Then next is Umberto Maggiore. Muted. Sorry, Umberto, you're still muted.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm Umberto Maggiore from Italy, Parma. I'm a transplant nephrologist and a part of the SPC committee involved in the digital transformation domain.
Great. Ekaterina?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ekaterina Berishvili. I am a scientist, a surgeon scientist, and I'm a ESOT counselor, and I'm leading the one of the 5 domains in this Congress, which is regeneration and repair.
Fantastic. Devi?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm a surgeon from Australia. I've just joined to see what's happening.
All right. That's good. Thank you, Devi. And then Devi May.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Devi. I'm the CEO of ESOT, and of course, I'm here also to support the SPC, the Congress chairs, to host a wonderful Congress in Athens together with some of my colleagues, including Chiara, who's here, and the rest of the ESOT Congress team.
Thank you. Anna Forsberg.
Good evening. My name is Anna. I'm from Sweden, and I'm a professor in transplant nursing, and I'm also the chair of ETAP, who is organizing nurses and allied health professionals. And I'm a part of the SPC, and I'm very much focusing on value-based care.
Fantastic. Gabi Oniscu.
Good evening. I'm Gabriel Oniscu, or Gabi for short, as all my friends call me. I'm the president-elect of ESOT and co-chair of the ESOT Congress together with John Bolettis.
That's a natural way of going to John.
Good evening. Hi, Frank. I'm John Bolettis, nephrologist from Athens. With Gabi, I co-chair the Athens 2023 meeting in September.
Thank you very much. Another Australian, Dominique.
Hello, I'm Dominique from Australia. I'm a bioethicist, and I have the privilege of serving on the SPC. Very lucky that I'm not tied to one particular domain, so I've been able to play across the entire conference program, which is, I think, not just really fun, but also symptomatic of the fact that ethics is not siloed in this Congress. We're everywhere, which is really super fun. Thank you.
Great. Silvio.
Hi to everybody, Silvio Nallen is my name. I'm a transplant surgeon at the University Hospital in Tübingen, Germany. I'm a member of the ELITA board and I'm working the innovation and technology SPC group.
Thank you. From Tübingen to Vienna to Nina.
Hi, I'm Nina Pilat. I'm a basic scientist in the field of transplantation immunology in Vienna, Austria. And I'm part of the SBC Regeneration and Repair, and I'm also part of the chair of the ESOT Basic Science Committee.
Thank you so very much. Cristiano Amarelli.
Hi, I'm Cristiano Amarelli. I'm a cardiac surgeon in Naples. I'm the vice chair of the ECTA section. And I'm interested in artificial organ and regeneration medicine.
Thank you very much. And there's some participants. Maria Simonenko.
Hi, I am from St. Petersburg. I'm heart transplant cardiologist, and also I'm a professional development lead in the education committee of ESOT.
Thank you. Philip?
Yeah, hi, my name is Philip Krohn. I'm working as a consultant, HPV and transplant surgeon in Zurich, Switzerland, and I wanted to join the Fireside Chat, and I'm planning to apply on an open position, which is potentially coming up in the Basic Science Committee.
Great. Marika? Otherwise, we go to Fez. Hi, Fez.
I really feel like I shouldn't be here now. But I'm Fez, and I'm ESOT ambassador, and hopefully this will be the first Congress that I'll be coming to. So I'm a patient, and I've had kidney failure since birth. I've had 3 transplants so far, and yeah, that's a little bit about me, I guess. Sorry.
And Fabiana, and then we go to the questions.
Hello, I'm from Naples, from University Hospital, Federico II University Hospital. I am an epidemiologist focused on applied epidemiology and evidence-based medicine.
Great. Thank you all very much. I know it takes a little bit of time, but it's important to see who is who. Marika, if you're joining later, we would like to see you, and then you can shout out where you're from. So can I start with the Congress presidents, perhaps? Because obviously people like to know a little bit more what they can expect at the ESOT Congress in terms of science and perhaps also in terms of Athens. So who would like to go first? I think you're muted, Gabi.
Well, I can tell you what they can expect from Athens, and Gabi will come probably to what they can expect for the Congress. Athens is, first of all, you all know Athens. It's very historical, very beautiful city. One of the very good things is that from the center of Athens, it's less than half an hour drive, well, 20 minutes probably, to the coast. And then it is a great coast up to 60 kilometers on the left of Athens to Sunion, which is very well known. So there is the Museum of Acropolis, hoping to get back the Elginian marbles from London, Frank. I know you don't care about it. They are not come from Holland, they come from UK back. They are in a discussion which has progressed quite a lot. It's very important for many people, not only in Greece, but in the UK as well, this to be achieved. The place of the Congress is a very, very nice building, which has, again, the very good thing that it is in the middle of Athens, within walking distance of the old city, the Constitution Square. The facilities are excellent, and quite a lot of surrounding hotels within walking distance. The weather at that time is very pleasant, hopefully not very hot. It used to be more pleasant, but the recent years is becoming more and more warm. Let's hope that it will be an early autumn temperature and not a summer temperature. It's very, very unusual to have rain. Never in the past, very, very occasionally now. And all the social events of the Congress has been organized very well. We are aiming for an open archaeological area meeting at the ESOT part of the city. Could be Herodium Theater, which is a Roman theater under the Acropolis, or if not, in the ESOT Agora. So that's it.
So that's really good, and you keep it quite exciting to see what we end up seeing in terms of Congress, special Congress locations in Athens. But so definitely a welcoming word, and it sounds really terrific. Gabi, can you beat that with science? Because you need to keep the people in the room, right?
Yeah, I don't think we need to beat it. I think we just need to complement it. I think it's a fantastic blend of culture, civilization, and history that brings us to Athens, cradle of civilization. ESOT is the cradle of science and progress in the field of transplantation. And if I may reply to Fez, you definitely have to be here. You're very welcome, because really the focus of the Congress is very much surrounding a number of things, two things: disruptive innovation and trusted care. And those two may sound completely different and opposed, but actually they work very well together. And I think we just have to remember the last 3 years when the world has been reeling from a very difficult, challenging time, probably the most challenging we've ever experienced in our working lives. And now time has come to consider where we go forward. And I won't labor the points and the challenges that transplantation and any other field of medicine has seen, but bearing that in mind, we have now a tremendous opportunity to plan forward for the future. And with that in mind, and with that motto, we're really looking at 5 clear big domains. And they are very much shaping the way we deliver transplantation. And I want all of you to think not transplantation in the traditional way of doing transplant, donor organ recipient. We need to think transplantation in a bigger way. We need to think organ repair, organ regeneration, cellular therapy. So all of a sudden, the field of transplantation is not what we traditionally knew for the last 60 years. And the breadth of people on this call and the SPC is a reflection of the intellectual ability that we have around the transplant table and what we want to achieve. So we'll be looking at digital transformation, innovation, technology in all aspects of transplantation, regeneration and repair as a way forward for the future. But that is on one side, and that needs to blend very clearly with the way we deliver those services to our patients or the people who need transplantation. And therefore, the focus is very much on realistic care, on shared decision and shared care. So it's shaping really the future of where we go from here on 2 things: putting technology firmly at the core of transplantation in a broader sense, as I've explained. And secondly, same core, focusing on the patient and shared decision-making so we make the best choice. So it's very exciting. We've got a fantastic program. I will not necessarily labor more than that. And the other thing we want to do, because we are post-pandemic, where we have sat in silos in front of the TVs or computers like we do now, it's time to meet in person. It is time to have that personal touch that transplantation is very renowned for in medicine. And by doing so, we want to re-engage, reconnect, and shape the future together. The idea is very much that this meeting will be highly interactive, and we can discuss the format of the sessions later on, but it is a way of blending together, of asking questions, answering those questions, and together thinking where we go forward for the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, that sounds really innovative and also very timely after such a difficult time. And how also we may be able to, during a Congress and around the Congress, also explain our patients where all these innovations may lead to for them. That might also be quite important, as we learned in the recent years. Can I ask one of the SPC members, because Gabi obviously gave a few of the domains that you are all working in, and you've presented yourself as such. but how does that work? So how do you develop a program if you brainstorm together? Perhaps people have no idea and may not even realize how much work it is. So perhaps, is there a volunteer who would like to start how this works and whether you enjoy that?
Me?
Yeah, Alberto, great.
Okay. Yes, we started in a face-to-face meeting in Edinburgh, where where Gabi showed the program, the general plan. Then we were split in groups, and according to the 5 domains. I had to lead one of those groups. We have the discussions within each group about the first draft of the topics that belonged to each domain, and then we went back and forth with some plenary session, and so we ended up with a list of topics. Then when we went back home, we started working on the sessions and discussing this session within each group. And finally, we had another face-to-face meeting in Athens, in which we had to discuss every session in a plenary session, and we had a non-stop meeting lasting, I guess, 10 hours, in which Gabi led everything, and it was tireless, it was incredible, very brilliant. And then, yes, that was the place where we finalized the basic structure of the program, and also the choice of the speakers.
Great. So lots of brainstorming. Also, you may remember that on social media, before I think we met in Edinburgh, we had asked all our social media followers to give input, and also we emailed all our membership and so on to bring their ideas to the table for you to consider. And to absolutely give input in that big program brainstorm. How did that work? Did you think that you have elements that people brought forward? Are they going to be visible in the Congress? Whoever wants to take that. Perhaps Gabi, because you have seen everything, or Devi.
Yes, Frank, I think this was a brilliant initiative, and I think it's useful because one of the feedback we had from Milan was that people wanting to see something else, something different. And the beauty about ESOT Congress is that every other year, we try to reinvent it. And I think the biggest challenge any SPC has is how to capture as much as it's wanted by the community, but also showcasing innovation and putting its own mark. So I think we took some of those initiatives forward. There are still a number of things we want to do, and I hope they will be reflected. Of course, I think we've got material there, not for one Congress, but probably 2 or 3 and other meetings beyond the Congress. And I think what certainly I would like to see during my tenure as president of ESOT is beyond the Congress is taking some of those initiatives and moving them forward in various ways. Because, as I said, it's quite difficult to capture everything in a packed 3-day meeting. And one of the biggest things that we really need to remember, it's not just about the science and the venue. It's also about human interaction, which has been missing for the last 3 years. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest calls for people to join us in Athens, to actually be present, shake hands and hug their old friends and new ones, and make plans for the future.
Great, Gabi. Thank you. I think Anna wants to come in as well.
Yes, I would like to connect to what Gabi said, and it's very much about human interactions. And it's my second time in the SPC, and one clear innovation for this Congress is that we have also included organ recipients in the SPC, and we really try to move forward with our established collaboration with the patients the patient project that we have in Europe. So I think that it's very much about science, and we really try hard to identify the most prominent or dedicated researchers in each area, but we also try to respond to the needs of the patients and try to develop new topics to discuss and solve. That is very much at the heart of our organ recipients. And I think for me, as a strong advocate for all the patient perspectives and the relatives, I really think it's a great way forward, and I'm really looking forward to this interaction with professionals and patients that we are planning for and aiming for in Athens. Thank you.
Yeah, we know ESOT is leading really in integrating patients in everything we do, and I really think that's super important, and that's underlined in the program as well. Can I ask, perhaps, Nina, if you would like to say something about your domain that you're working on, or in general, the Congress?
So I'm working in the domain regeneration and repair, and I think the best this year with this SBC was the multidisciplinarity. So we had SBC members of every profession, and I think this also helps to shape a great program. And for our domain, we have a plenary, we have a state-of-the-art session, we also have, I think, a fishbowl session. So this really creates a variety of different sessions where there is a different interaction, and also from an SBC perspective, it's fun to create so many different sessions.
It's not just going to be plenary talks and presentations from people. ESOT Congress has always been, I think, looking for new formats to see how the content can be best delivered and how people can actually enjoy and integrate and bring their own ideas to the table. That's really good. Thank you. Now, perhaps someone in the scientific program committee can say, what would you like, because the abstract deadline is coming up soon, what are you hoping for in terms of abstract submissions? What kind of topics are going to be new from actually people going to the Congress? Who wants to, Ekaterina, for example, or Silvio, or whoever likes to comment on that?
I can comment just briefly that I can add to Nina's whatever, I concur with Nina, and this is the amazing opportunity to come together and to learn, first to learn and to have a new and not ordinary sessions. So we will have, on top of everything, we will have some motivational sessions, the discussion rooms, solution rooms. You know, we will have debates on the regulatory, ethics, and legal aspects of around the transplantation. So as to the science and the abstract, we are awaiting in each domain. We have 5 domains. Each domain is, none of them is dominating, all are equal, and we equally expect a good science, and we expect from the transplant community to come together to communicate their good science, to exchange ideas, to push the limits, and to advance the field forward. That's what we expect.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I think I missed Dominic's hand. I'm so sorry.
Forgiven. I think just talking about how amazing the program is that's being pre-prepared, one of the challenges, though, is trying to fit everything we'd like to see into that program. And that's why it's so fantastic that there will be so many opportunities for people to present their own work. From an ethics perspective, I'm hoping that people are going to take the conference theme of disruption. Too often at conferences about transplantation, you see the same old talks about, ethical issues in transplantation from the same perspectives that we've heard for decades. And what I would really love to see here is new people thinking about old problems in new ways. People considering, the ethical implications of big data and regenerative medicine in transplantation. So not just thinking the ethics is over there on the clinical aspects, although that remains incredibly important, but also thinking about the ethical aspects of the science. And I think that's that multidisciplinarity that Ekaterina was talking about. really being able to bring that together in this program to get people thinking about the ethical aspects and implications of transplantation in new ways.
Great. Fabiana, you also had your hand up.
So my work is basically focused on quality assessment and including also shared care with patients, or it may be focused on epidemiology and assessing predictive models. This second way occurs together with surgeons or clinicians.
So this is what you're hoping to submit as an abstract to the ESOT Congress?
Yes. Also, clinical efficacy is also together with new technology, for example, ultrasound evaluation or perfusion machine assessment values.
Great. So before we go to Cristiano, perhaps it's nice because Fabiana said she's going to submit abstracts. How does it work? So the abstracts are going to be submitted. And what happens then? How does the scientist come in there?
I would be interested in learn out of box ideas on how make sustainable all the innovation that we have in mind. I think that what we really need is that all the best idea that we will for sure we will hear during the sessions will be also sustainable and equally possible for people from every part of the globe of the Europe. This is something that I really hope that people will strive and effort to submit to our meeting.
Yeah, of course, that would be really nice because transplantation is not just in a few countries, and it would be really nice to see it from various people. Devi, can you perhaps, or Gabi or John, can you perhaps explain the process of abstract evaluations and how many people would normally review an abstract and how would they be scored?
Gabi, I was waiting for you to unmute your microphone.
Yeah, and I was waiting for you to unmute yours. That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a very complex process, and this is where the community is crucially important because the Congress is not just the domain of a few. The Congress belongs to the community, and each submission is reviewed by four reviewers. There's a big meeting once the reviews are in, the scores are in. We then look at all the domains and try to assign the papers according to the domain and to the way they're scored. You will all be familiar with the Leonardo da Vinci Prize, which will continue this year. We're lucky to have a number of additional prizes this year, as well as the traditional Pro Award and so on. We're moving to specific things: Cardiothoracic Award, Digital Transformation, Best Abstracts, and the bursaries. So it's important that people submit their abstracts now. One of the other innovations is, and also a chore for any Congress organizer, is the posters. And it's a very good format to submit. And this year we decided to go in a fully graphic mode rather than text, pretty much as a graphic abstract. And that's again one of the innovations we want to put forward to allow people to be more at ease with the way they present. So coming back to the original question, Frank, a very complex process that will start as soon as the deadline is closed, allowing everyone in the community to be reviewed and to be involved, and many people will be called upon, culminating into the marathon meeting, which is in April, where we finally put the 50% of the program, which is driven by submission and by the community.
Thank you. Did you have anything to add to that, Devi?
No, just a few technicalities. I mean, as Gabi already mentioned, it's a lengthy process. We've invited more than 200 people, and we are obviously extremely grateful to all these 200 plus people who accepted to review all the abstracts. So when we actually invite the reviewers, they are asked to submit their area of expertise, and then that allows us through an algorithm to kind of automatically assign the abstracts to their area of preference, but to make sure that there is a good level of that it's done in the most transparent and unbiased way. We require that there is a minimum of 4 reviewers per abstract, and you multiply that by 1,500 abstracts. So depending on the topic, some people have a lot more work than others, but it's, last year, some people had more than, 100 abstracts to review, but we're also very careful in making sure that we're also not creating too much workload for the reviewers.
Really good. Can we go back, Silvio, perhaps to you? As a transplant surgeon, what would you like to see coming up to the ESOT Congress? What kind of topics would you be really thrilled about as SPC member? So thrilled that your attention is gone now, I think.
Fascinating, I think, for everybody. And it's very, can you listen to me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, okay. So the program is very fascinating, and if I watch the topics, I feel I must be there. I must attend because the topics are very interesting. I hope also not to be too much in the future and not too much in the past, but like to have some information about the present. And so I think it's important also to have, as Fabiana probably mentioned, something clinical practice to learn from daily experience, and not too much abstracts in form, not concrete. And so this has been my wish, probably because I'm certain very practical person.
Yeah, it will be interesting because so many people with so many different backgrounds and so many different professions and characters to satisfy everyone. But I'm sure we're going to make that this year again. There's a lot of questions in the chat actually, and I think Deborah, I will do your whole name. You already asked about a virtual component. Perhaps good to share this in the talk, because Devi, you answered that. Where were you thinking of, Deborah? Like if it's a hybrid meeting, or can you follow things online? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, look, Frank, I mean, one thing I think the medical and surgical world have learned from the pandemic is that virtual meetings have actually become really important. And, there's a significant number of people who may not be able to travel, and the reasons for that will be varied, and sometimes they're complex. So it would be useful to know if it's going to be a hybrid meeting. And I think some of the patients probably prefer too, depending on what's going on come August of this year. And I'm not sure any of us know what's going to be happening August of this year with that COVID virus.
Devi, you already answered that in the chat, but perhaps for everyone?
No, that's right. We are, of course, concerned about ensuring that everybody has equal access to the same level of information, education, and science. So we've had lengthy discussions because, of course, we're also aware that a lot of people are looking forward to reconvene in Athens and, meeting friends, and even not just attending sessions, but perhaps having a beer and a good time, network, taking a moment to, stroll around posters and sessions that you might not even think of attending, but then you bumped into something and you're really attracted to it. So, of course, the face-to-face, the on-site attendance has value that, an online meeting cannot offer. But as I said, we are concerned, of course, about the delivery of the content, its dissemination, and also ensuring that people who cannot travel for whatever reason can attend and can follow the meeting. And of course, it will also be recorded. So we are working towards setting up a platform that allows this. I think Gabby wanted to add something to the response.
Yeah, I mean, I think Debbie, you're absolutely right, and Deborah, your point well taken. But I would look at it in a slightly different way. I think people would want to connect and would want to come because the restrictions over the last few years have been such that that element that is very at the core of transplantation has not been possible. However, we have to remember that ESOT is an international congress, and you've got you and Dominic on a call from the other side of the world, and clearly the outreach of the Congress has grown. And what we want to see is beyond the regular and people who want to come, it's also reaching people who may have difficulty in traveling, not having travel expenses, grants, and so on, and people who actually have to stay back and do the work, allowing all the others to go and travel. So this is how we want to facilitate, is not by reducing the number of people who attend online, because this is crucial. It's actually widening participation rather than restraining participation because of challenges. I think we need to be very, very clear about the message out there. We want to see as many people in Athens as we can and safely can, but also we want to widen participation globally.
Great. There were a few last words because then we have to round up this fireside chat. I think people always are interested in awards. And I've seen in the chat a few awards coming by. But if people submit their abstracts, what kind of awards can they perhaps even obtain by submitting abstracts? Devi.
Well, there are a number of awards, and it's important that when actually people submit the abstract, that they tick the boxes to be considered for one of the awards. There are a number of bursaries open to young investigators, full bursary, but also a travel bursary that allows receiving funding plus a registration for the top 20 best abstract, and for the top 20 following ones. It's a registration bursary. We have a new awards. I don't know all of them by heart, shame on me, but we have the cardiothoracic transplant award. There's a new award also that we launched for transplant care management, focusing on the team approach. And maybe Anna could say a few words about this afterwards if there's sufficient time. So it's all on the website under the scientific program page, and you can find all the details there.
So it's www.esotcongress.org/awards-bursaries. So whoever got that, but you will find it. Great. And I think we already alluded to a few hot topics, Philip, on the Congress for this year. So I think with this, I would like to also say hello, by the way, to the ESOT president, Luciano Potenna, who joined us after we did the introductions. So really good that you could make it, Luciano. Would you like to say something before we give the final word to the Congress chairs?
Thank you, Frank, and good evening to everyone, and thank you for allowing me for a short welcome. And I mean, you make me very excited about the Congress, hearing what's going on and also hearing how you prepare. So, I mean, I don't have much to add with what I've said. I can say that as usual, every new ESOT Congress is always outpacing the previous one, and from what I'm seeing, it's going to be very, very exciting, and I'm looking forward to being at it. And thank you all the SPC for the tremendous work that has done till now.
Thank you so much, Luciano. I'd like to hand back to Gabi and John for some final thoughts. And what would you like to say to people who are considering to submit abstracts and or come to the Congress? And is there any specific deadlines we need to keep in mind?
Frank, thank you first of all for organizing this Fire Chat and sort of showcasing what the work has been done. Personally, I'm exceptionally grateful to the wonderful SPC that we worked. I think we have put together an amazing team that has worked really hard and continues to do so to produce a Congress that hopefully will trump Luciano's efforts in Milan. That is what we tend to do in ESOT, to go from strength to strength. And I can only thank everyone who's been involved in it. I think for me, it's very simple. We are at crossroads. And I think the two words that I want people to remember is innovation. Dominic was better than that, is disruption, and actually access. We should remember why we're here. It's actually for the patient and advancing the science. And I hope that people will come and get not just the future, as Silvio said, but also what is important to their day-to-day practice, so they can see exactly where we are and where we're going.
Thank you. John?
Yes. The more recent years, all the ESOT Congress has always new things to tell to the people, as well as the whole organization is very unique comparing with the other congresses. So this one has more new things in both directions. Gabi has presented most of this. And I'm sure that people will be excited from what they'll attend. And the first step to approach the Congress, and thank you very much, Frank, for all this discussion tonight, is to submit abstracts for this. And I'm sure that they will visit others as well.
Great. So it's good to know for people that the abstract deadline is the 1st of February. So we still have some time to put your best science together in the most comprehensive abstract. But hopefully lots of people are already typing them and sending them and submitting them soon. And hopefully we can have a fireside chat or other online initiatives in a couple of weeks' time, couple of months' time, to keep our membership up to date with the developments regarding the Congress. So I'd like to thank all of the people that joined this evening, and especially the Scientific Program Committee members, but of course everyone who attended. And obviously you can all see it again and listen to the information again through the social channels. And we will share all that information with you. And hopefully we see each other in person or online anytime soon. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, and see you in Athens.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.